Hello everybody and welcome to today's webinar where we're going to be looking at how to use the Education City assessment tools. I hope that you are all well. I see a couple of familiar names in the chat box there, so thank you to those of you who have joined us again. And if this is your first webinar with Education City, welcome. I'm so pleased to have you join us today. So as I said, we're going to be looking at the assessment tools that we have to offer at Education City and looking mainly at the yearly assessments that are available to you, the multiplication tables check tools that are in place, and also the tools that we have for a phonics check as well. So as always, just a little bit of housekeeping. The site that I'm going to be going to is a made-up school, so please do not worry if you see any student names or staff names. They do not exist. It is a made-up school, so no GDPR rules being broken there. Also, just to let you know, it is going to be an English account that I'm using. This may differ ever so slightly if you're joining us from Scotland, Northern Ireland, Wales, or anywhere else outside of England. But do not worry, I will point out those changes to you as we go along. And as always, if you have got any questions for us, please do wait till the very end where I'll give you our email address and you can send those over to us. We do appreciate getting some feedback from you there. Okay, so let's head over to Education City where we can get started. And here we are. Now, as always, I'm going to be using the new setup just here. And you see we've got a little pop-up just here. We like to do a little bit of feedback from you guys just to see how you're getting on. So please do let us know just there. I'm just going to shrink that down for the time being. That should pop up when you next log into Education City. Now, if you are in the old home page, you can click on that button to get to this page that I'm going to be using. Really useful, as today assessments are right there for you. And this is where you'll find all of our core subject assessments. Now, if I just head into the assessment area, this is a way that you can set assessments in 4 simple clicks. So we can start off with our class or our group. Do not worry if you don't understand the grouping structure. You can head over to our video user guide, and as you can see, all of our previous webinars are there, and all of our upcoming webinars, once they are recorded, they will be in there as well, so you can still watch them as we're going along. But the great thing is you can type in something like groups and it will talk you through how to do that. Really, really useful guides just there. But I'm going to head over for a class, and again, here may look slightly different depending on where you are joining us from. It may have the P levels, or it might have the class names like different flowers, for example, depending on what you call them. I'm going to head down the middle there to year 3. And you can see now all of our assessments appear that you can select from. So we've got our different academic levels. Now the students won't see what level you have set them at. So please feel free, if you want to, in year 3, at the end of the year, see what they're capable of for the next academic year. You can do that, and vice versa. If your children are starting year 5, for example, and you want to see what gaps are left from the previous year, you can head to the previous academic level as well. So not a problem there. And then you'll find our subject areas and the different assessments that we have. So we do have assessments for English, maths and science, or in some cases numeracy, literacy and science. And these range from formative assessments to end of year assessments, and in some case unit assessments in maths as well. And obviously in English, meeting those different areas like reading comprehension, grammar and punctuation, spelling, and obviously in maths, there may be a couple of calculation assessments, fraction assessments for those unit tests, as you can see there. Now, in this mode, you can have a look at that assessment, see if it's right for what you want to use for your students, and if you're happy, click into the box and you can see that highlights for you just there. and next. That is the assessment that you've selected. And as we're going through, it does give you that summary. So we've got our who, that's the year group or the class you've selected, what, and that is the assessment you've just selected. And then we have our when. So you can publish this in advance. So I can head over to June and publish this for that last week in June if I wish to. Just there, you can see you've got a little summary for the amount of days you've published it for. So if I just head in here, you can see it changes just there. So you can go through and you can change these however you see fit. So I've gone from the 5th, there we go. I'm in 9 days just there, I'm happy with that. And then you've got your title. Now I'm going to call this units because I know it is a unit assessment. But the other thing you can do is you can pop in, the date that this is set for. Just a quick reminder, because it does mean that if you repeat the assessment in another year, you can compare those two results just there. So just worthwhile noting down the date then. And as soon as I click next now, we've got that summary for those assessments, who, what, when, and the dates, and we've got the summary just there. And as soon as we click finish, that is it done. You don't have to do anything else. Little summary at the end there, but you can click on OK. Now, don't forget, all Education City assessments are marked for you. It's marked by the system, and in some cases, the computer will create an independent revision journal for each child based upon the questions that they've gotten wrong, and it will prescribe remedial content for those students, filling the gaps in their learning. Now, you can head over to the Success Tracker just here. I'm not going to go into too much detail just here. I'm going to save that for another day. But you can see you've got your different year groups just there, as well as your different time frames. And you'll be able to have a look at the different assessments, have a look at the scores the children got. And for example, here you'll be able to see the questions that the children were given, their answers just here, any they didn't attempt. And if you're feeling nice, you can print them off a certificate, but you can also see that revision journal that the computer has created. So for this particular child, you can see maybe it has a difficulty with arrays, the commutative law just there. And we can scroll through and we can see multiplication and division, maybe an area of need just there as well. So you can access those revision journals by the Success Tracker if you need to. So that's our assessments. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we do also have our multiplication tables check. For you Year 4 teachers who whose children were supposed to be sitting that assessment this year, doesn't mean to say you still can't see where they are at and where their gaps lie. And if I head over to the subjects area just here, and obviously into maths and Year 4, there it is just there, you will see we've got our times tables bundle. Within this, you've got each times table video and the different activities that come alongside those. And in these cases, the multiplication, both the video and the activity, does the commutative law. So it encourages children to learn those. And then we've got the challenge just there that encourages inverse operations as well. Now, those of you who are eagle-eyed, if I head down to the bottom here, you can see we've got our multiplication tables check. And this is something that we have created brand new for this academic year with regards to the government multiplication tables check that was supposed to be done. Now, the 6-second one that we have here replicates the government standard with the 6 seconds, and children can answer those by clicking on to the numbers or by using their keyboard if they need to. We do also have a 10-second and a 20-second multiplication tables check as well. Really useful for starting children with the beginning of Year 4 or even in Year 3 and building up their knowledge and their recall skills. And obviously 20 seconds and 10 seconds is going to build up their confidence as they go through and prepare them for the 6-second one there as well. And these can be used more than once, as many times as you need to, and can be added into a My City just there as well. And click on OK. And obviously you can then add them to a pre-made My City or create your own. There we go. Now, this is a topic tool. It's one of our brand new topic tools for this academic year. Come summer, when we remove our Flash content, we will be adding some new HTML5 topic tools. But until then, there's another topic tool that I would like to show you. And that is over in the English area or the literacy area. So we'll head back to subjects just here and into English and Key Stage 1, or in some cases this may appear in early third or first 1 if you're joining us from Scotland. Now, if I head over, you can see you've got your different tools just here. I'm going to head into the topic tools area, and I want to head down to our phonics screen. There it is just there. So until those new releases come this summer, you can still use this. I'm going to open that up just here. You can see I'm just going to allow that for the time being. And this is something you can use as teachers. And you can see we've got our sections here for our different digraphs. And then we can see we've got sort of split digraphs just there. We've also got complex words or simple word structures just there as well. Now, the great thing is we can have a look here. So let's pop in, let's go for words. You can see loads of them just there, and I can add those into the list. And you can see there's a combination there of real and alien words as the computer's identified. And we can add more than one sound in as well. So if I want to do sh and s, we can click on those, there we go. And we can add some of those in as well. Now, usually you could start this and you could go through, and if the children read this correctly, you can tick, or if not, you can cross. But because this is a topic tool, you can print it. And this means you can print out flashcards or lists for answer sheets. So if I just head into the answer sheet just there, this is something that you could email home to parents. You do have the option in the printer section to save as a PDF. And when you save that, that means that the parents can maybe pop in the date that their children got that correct. Maybe they can keep having a go at something to try and improve their child's phonics skills. And the great thing is that as it is a PDF, I've got one just here to show you. Again, another little Blue Peter moment. As it is a PDF, parents can go through and they can tick or they can cross if they need to. And the lovely thing is, if I scroll down, you can see any alien words on the flashcards. They've got a little alien there, so the children can practice and they can colour in those aliens. So it gives them that visual for the alien words or the nonsense words just there. So still a tool that you can use that is really beneficial. And if I head back over here to that structure, we can create an empty list as well. So this means that you can add in words individually, or alternatively, if I click on bulk import, you can type up your own list. So this might be some words that you're working on that particular week, or particular sounds that you want to work on, as an example. And these can also be imported into that list and printed as flashcards or as practice sheets as well. So really, really good tools to fulfill assessment in general, the multiplication tables check, and the phonics screen there too. really, really fun tools. And don't forget, we do have bundles of activities and learn screens and additional resources. We scroll down to the bottom, If by Magic, Phonics and times tables just there as well as some fun tools in our printables and our resource packs. So don't forget to use those activities, send them in some My Cities to support your students too. And that's just about it for today. Don't forget that all of our webinars can be found on that video user guide as well as on our YouTube page. So head over to YouTube, type in Education City, and you can look at all of our webinars in your own time. And do let us know if there's a webinar that you want to see. You can get in touch with us via our email address just there. We do love hearing from you and hearing your suggestions and your feedback as well. We really do appreciate it. So until our next webinar, please stay safe and I look forward to seeing you then. Bye-bye.